When the meat is browned on one side, then we add the seasoning. Then we turn the meat, being very, very careful. Oh, nuts.
Got it, Charlie.
I'm awfully sorry. Look, after all, I'm a dramatic actor. I don't know anything about cooking.
You did it all right in rehearsal.
I know. When the camera starts to roll, the pressure gets on, I blow.
Forget the camera. Just be natural. Let's try it again, from the beginning. All right, everybody, here we go. Okay, go on. Rolling. Speed.
Scene 1, track 2, take 2.
Action.
Hi there.
Come on, action.
I'm sorry. I'm all right up until that business with the slate. And then my brains go out of the window.
Brains? What brains? Mrs. Morgan? Mrs. Morgan!
Here I am.
Look, I know he's related to a vice president, and it's client orders, but we've got a picture to make. Now, do you think you can rehearse him enough so that he can do a couple of simple little scenes without blowing his stack?
Well, I can certainly try.
All right, he's all yours. You can use a club or hypnosis, anything you like. But when I come back, I want a performance out of that ham.
All right, I'll do my best.
I'll be at the coffee bar. I need it.
Go ahead. You're the assistant director. Think of something. Make yourself famous.
Sure, it's this simple. Get rid of the things that scare him, and we've got it made.
If you ask me, instead of trying to teach an actor to cook, they should have made it legit. They should have had a home economist and let her do the acting.
Yes, sir, maybe you have something. Hey, maybe you do have something. We both have. How long will the boss be gone?
You know him and his coffee.
Yeah, well, it's worth a try. Now, look.
Now, Mr. Carpenter, we want to show the audience something special. Meat cuts we'd be proud to serve any day of the week. For roasting, we've chosen this standing rib roast of beef. For broiling, thick English lamb chops and a juicy porterhouse steak. For pan broiling, a center-cut slice of ham and club steaks. Of course, we'll also prepare the ever-popular leg of lamb, a whole ham, sliced bacon, and Canadian-style bacon. Now, I'll put these in the refrigerator before we start preparing our first cut. Now, in roasting, for flavor and juiciness at their peak, it's important to remember certain steps. First, we place the roast on a rack in a shallow pan. This allows the heat to circulate around the roast as it cooks and also prevents it from cooking in its own juices. It can be seasoned before, during, or after roasting. The meat is placed fat side up, no water is added, and the roast is not covered. Cooked at a low to a moderate oven temperature, the roast does not require any basting.
Well, how long do you cook it?
Well, you can estimate the time by allowing so many minutes per pound. But the surest guide to the degree of doneness you desire is to use a roast meat thermometer. We insert the thermometer into the thickest part of the meat, making sure that it does not touch bone or rest in fat. Then, as the roast is cooking, the degree of doneness is registered on the thermometer. Beef, as you know, is cooked rare, medium, or well done. Veal is served well done. Lamb, medium or well done, and pork, always well done. For this beef standing rib roast, we set the oven at 300 to 325 degrees Fahrenheit for slow roasting. And this is also the temperature used for veal, for lamb, and for cured pork. For fresh pork, we use 325 to 350 degrees.
Well, now, don't you sear it first? You know, brown it quickly?
No, searing is not necessary. Actually, searing will increase the cooking losses. For meat that is cooked slowly, we're sure to get more servings of juicy meat. Meat that is more tender and meat that is better flavored.
I'm getting hungry.
Yes, when these meat cuts have been prepared properly, we're sure to please everybody. Now let's broil some meat.
You getting anything?
Yeah, it looks okay from here.
These thick English lamb chops, when broiled, are something extra special. We can also broil porterhouse, T-bone, sirloin, rib, and tenderloin beefsteaks, smoked ham slices, lamb, loin, rib, or shoulder chops, and sliced or Canadian-style bacon. So that we can use the broiler, Miss Peterson has removed the standing ribs of beef and brought it into the backstage kitchen where it'll finish cooking. First, we place the lamb chops on the rack of the broiler pan, and then next set the regulator to broiling. We will insert the broiler pan so the meat is 2 to 3 inches from the heat, depending on the broiler and the thickness of the steaks or chops. The thicker the cut, the greater the distance from the heat. When broiling, as when roasting, we cook at a low to moderate temperature. Meat that is broiled too quickly may be browned on the outside before it is the right doneness in the center. If you broil at a high temperature, you can also expect meat to be less juicy.
Mrs. Morgan. Mrs. Morgan,
Yes,
aren't you ever going to finish?
yes, we're moving right along. Now, after one side has been browned, add seasoning. Then turn the meat, being careful not to pierce the chops and lose valuable juices. To avoid this, we insert the fork in the fat, or turn the meat with tongs, or use a fork and spatula. In broiling, we turn meat only once. Now that the second side is browned, season the chops and remove to a preheated platter. They're ready for garnish. Serve them immediately while they're hot and at their very best.
Gee, they look good.
They are delicious and, of course, an outstanding source of the high-quality protein that makes meat such an important part of everyone's diet. For the third method that's often used in preparing some of these cuts of meat, that's pan broil.
Assistant? Where's my assistant?
Coming.
Yes, sir. Coffee. Oh, all right. Don't forget my change.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mrs. Morgan.
When steaks, chops, and other cuts of meat suitable for broiling have been cut less than an inch thick, they should be pan broiled. In pan broiling, we use an uncovered frying pan. We do not add fat or moisture. Sometimes you may want to cut the fat edge slightly to prevent curling. Then place the meat in a heavy frying pan. You may want to brush the pan slightly with melted lard to prevent beef or lamb patties from sticking. Then we cook the meat slowly.
Pan broiling is simple, isn't it?
Oh, it is simple. All that remains now is to turn the meat occasionally to ensure even cooking and pour off the fat as it collects in the pan, since we're pan broiling, not frying. When the meat is properly browned on both sides, remove it to a preheated platter. Garnish it and serve it immediately while piping hot.
I am hungry. These meat dishes look wonderful. Aren't we ever going to break for lunch?
We've just begun. Miss Peterson has been preparing some of the other meat cuts. Mary,
Yes, Mrs. Morgan?
are the meats ready?
Yes, they are.
Can we show them to Mr. Carpenter now?
Shirley.
There it is, Mr. Carpenter. The basic method used to prepare some of the American family's traditional favorites. Steak always makes a hit. Looks and is so good. For a taste treat, roast leg of lamb, garnished and ready to serve. Or baked ham, like all pork, rich in bodybuilding protein and essential B vitamins. Broiled or pan-broiled, club steaks are sure to please. Broiled lamb chops, distinctive in flavor and appetite appeal. Or bacon, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, sliced in Canadian style. Smoked ham slice, cut extra thick and broiled, is a sure way to satisfy a hungry family. And another truly great meat cut, the beef standing roast, perfectly done. Another symbol of good and gracious living. That's it, Mr. Carpenter. The basic methods used to prepare some of the American family's traditional favorites.
Mrs. Morgan. Mrs. Morgan.
We're all set now. I think Mr. Carpenter is ready.
Oh, fine. Well, let's get one scene shot anyway. All right, places, everybody. Quiet, please. Let's slate it. Scene 1, take 3.
Never mind, Chief.
What do you mean, never mind? We haven't shot a scene yet.
Well, Chief, Charlie on camera had an idea. He said, why not use a home economist as an actor instead of an actor as a home economist? So we shot all the scenes right from the script as Mrs. Morgan showed us how to prepare the meats.
What? That can mean your job, you know. I'm telling you, it'd better be good.
Good. Chief, it'll be perfect. After all, it was made with an all-star cast. No, not the people. The subject.